Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Wade Watches. I'm Wade. Welcome to another amazing, awesome, fresh out of the movie theater review, where today I just got through watching Thunderbolts in IMAX. And just in case any of you guys are new to the channel, as I always do, completely spoiler free. I'm going to be as vague as I possibly can. Not going to give away anything. I'll only tell you, as always, you should stay till the end credits. But I'm not going to give away anything. I'm not going to spoil anything. You are in safe hands with me. So jumping right into this, my main thought when I saw the teaser trailer for Thunderbolts was that, great, this is going to be Marvel's Suicide Squad and not 2021 James Gunn Suicide Squad, 2016 David Ayer Suicide Squad, which I wasn't as big of a fan of, and I was kind of concerned. But then they released that Super Bowl trailer. They used starships, nothing's gonna stop us now, and I don't know, like, that trailer really won me over. And all the subsequent marketing that Marvel did, where they even started like poking fun at themselves with the marketing for the movie, also really won me over. It showed that Marvel clearly had some confidence in this project, and that made me have confidence in Thunderbolts, to the point where I was thinking to myself, you know what, this could end up being my favorite comic book movie of 2025. I could end up liking it more than Brave New World, and though it hasn't come out yet, even more than a Fantastic Four First Steps. And I can't say whether I like it more than Fantastic Four because I haven't seen that yet, but I did end up liking Thunderbolts more than Captain America Brave New World, which if you guys remember, I was one of the few people who enjoyed that film. So yeah, Thunderbolts was a solid watch. I thoroughly enjoyed myself with this movie from start to finish. It was really engaging, and man, the main thing that stands out here for me, it's not the badass action, which is very badass. It's not this awesome ensemble of characters that we have here who I all love. I love them when I saw them in previous things where they were more or less side characters, and I love them getting the spotlight here where they're all the main characters and they're all working together. It's not even that, man. It's the message of this thing overall that is super profound, super deep, and kind of is pretty dark, and I just wasn't expecting this film of all things to really go there like that, man, because of course, like I said, I'm going to keep it vague. Mental health is explored, insecurity is explored, feeling inadequate is explored, and I was just thinking to myself, of all the films of 2025, Thunderbolts is really getting to me. Thunderbolts is really tugging at the heartstrings. Thunderbolts is making the eyes moist. There were no tears, but the eyes got moist. Not afraid to admit that, man. So yeah, wow. And I can't stress that enough, guys. Like, walking out of this film, I love the action. I loved all the performances here. Really love Florence Pugh here. It is more or less her film, and we'll get into why that both works and why that doesn't work in a bit. But with all of that, the main thing that I'm thinking about walking out of this is that message, is that theme of mental health. That's what is really sticking with me with this film. I was just like, God damn, you guys are really getting deep with this. So yeah, really enjoyed this film. And yeah, like I said, all of that good stuff works. I really enjoyed all of that. But the one downside here, and this is pretty much the only complaint I have, I can't really think of any others, is kind of what is literally what I just said, where this is more or less Florence Pugh's movie, Yelena's movie. It is more or less all about her arc, her evolution, something that she goes through in this film, the way that she feels in this particular film, and a journey that she kind of goes on, to the point where everybody else just kind of like feels kind of like more or less pushed to the side. Like, they're all there, they're all present, they all do their part, they all have somewhat of their moments, but I do wish that everybody else got the same treatment as Yelena's character, because by these guys' own admission, they're not the Avengers, they're not heroes, they're, and they say this about themselves, they're terrible people, they've done a lot of terrible things, that they have a lot of skeletons in their closet, and they explore that with, her character, Florence Pugh's character, but they don't really go that far with everybody else's character in that regard. And they've all done things too. I've seen all the other stuff that these guys have appeared in, and yeah, they also have a lot of skeletons in their closet and a lot of blood on their hands, as well as Yelena. But the film doesn't really go that deep into that, unfortunately, and that was kind of a bummer for me, because you're doing such a good job with this one character that I wish that you had, you know, explored everybody else like that, you know, fleshed everybody else out like that as well. But oh well, I still enjoyed everybody in this thing, and yeah, that it all still works. It's all really solid overall, and I still thoroughly enjoyed myself with this film. And I cannot wrap up this review by if I forget to mention the main threat in this movie, guys. Holy shit. I can't say who it is. Obviously, I'm not going to give away anything, but let me just say he legitimately scared the shit out of me. He legitimately intimidated me, and when I saw what he was able to do, I was just like, I would not want to, I don't want to be a part of this. I wouldn't want to be here when this is happening, because it's the stuff of nightmares in more ways than one. So definitely one of the more intimidating villains. Not the best villain. My favorite MCU villain is still Killmonger from Black Panther. But definitely the most intimidating villain that we've gotten since Thanos, for sure. Like when he came on, I was just like, oh my god, this guy is actually like fucking scary. The way he looks and what he does is actually fucking scary and effective. And my heart was actually racing when he did some things. There's a scene in particular where I was just like, damn, man, you didn't have to do that. You did not have to do that. So yeah, solid villain in Thunderbolts. So yeah, you know, that's about all I have to say about Thunderbolts. I really enjoyed this. I don't have a lot of complaints outside of that one where I wish everybody else had kind of gotten more of a time to shine than you know, Florence Pugh. I don't mind it mainly being about her kind of being the central character of this thing. Every kind of like, you know, team up film, ensemble film has done that. So I don't mind that at all. You know, the X-Men films, for example, always kind of went back to Wolverine more or less, so I don't mind that. But I really do, because you were doing such a good job with her, I wish everybody else had gotten that same treatment. But other than that, this movie kicked a lot of ass. I had a great time with this. If you're an MCU fan like I am, I really do think you're going to have a great time with this one. And wrapping it up, I'm going to go ahead and give Thunderbolts a 9.5 out of 10. Same rating that I gave Warfare, which means that yes, it's one of the best movies I've seen in 2025. I only have that one minor complaint. Everything else about this really works for me, and I loved this movie. So yeah, love Thunderbolts. Go out and see it if you're an MCU fan. This has been another edition of Weight Watches, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.